Hello, I'm Tyler. If I haven't met you before, I don't know who all is watching this, but I just wanted to do a quick demo of what we're working on for the competitor infographic data entry. So without further ado here, I will go ahead and share my screen. Cool. And then let me just split this in half here. So you folks have this great spreadsheet, the right-hand side of my screen. And it's got all of the manage, the plan, SCM, et cetera, for the different competitors, right? So, here's how I would put things together. First is, and we'll write this down as well so that you've got links and stuff handy. It'll be in the handbook as well. But you'd visit about.gitlab.com/admin. I've logged myself out. You would log in with GitLab. I'm logged into GitLab, so it'll just auto log you in if you're logged into your gitlab.com account. And you'll see an interface that looks kind of like this, right? On the left hand, so this is Netlify CMS, is what you're looking at right now. On the left-hand side, you'll see something called comparison pages. I've got a couple sort of started here already, right? And let's take a look at GitHub. I have not yet actually filled this out, so this will be great. So here, so you click on GitHub and you'll end up in this view. There's a title. So this is the name of the competitor, and this will actually get rendered in the web page. So you'll want to use the proper title there as you would any like public-facing materials. There's a field for Slug. I've got a hint here that explains what it is, but basically it determines the name of the file that will store the information that you put in here. It's required, and ideally it'll be something that is all lowercase and one word, just like a nice file name. If it needs multiple words, prefer snake case if possible, with the underscore for white space instead. Up next, there's single tool options. So this is, so for some competitors, we're only scoring them on one single axis, right? And so by default, it's off and collapsed. But if you're working on, say, like Jenkins, where they're just a single tool, you can just toggle this on by clicking it. And then when you do that, you'll need to select which category. We want to be explicit about it just so that, just to be clear about which one, right? And that'll impact what gets rendered out. For this, though, this is GitHub, and they're not compared to single tool, so we'll turn that off and keep it collapsed. There's a logo field. Ideally, we'd want 64 by 64 pixel dimensions and an SVG file if we can with those dimensions. So you can choose. I've uploaded a few we had some sample data for Bitbucket and GitHub and of course ourselves. So I've uploaded the logos there. You can upload your own here. You'll get a file uploader, right? You can also add with a URL. You don't need to do that. I would recommend not doing it. And then of course you can remove the image. So, it'll start, if you start a new one, it'll be blank. And I'm just going to choose, we're on GitHub. So I'll choose GitHub, choose selected, and there we go. And then you'll see all the things here. There's manage, plan, source code management, CI, package, secure, CD, configure, monitor, protect, right? So if you expand each one of these has just a number field. You can go from 0, 1, or 2. There's no max, or sorry, there is a max. So you can't go above 2 and you can't go below 0. So you cannot write an invalid value. 0 is no support, 1 is partial support, and 2 is full support. That's what you folks are using in your spreadsheet here. So let's see if I can find one where we have GitHub ranked, right? So in plan, right, so we have issue management. So for GitHub, they're at a 1. So you can just type in 1. Requirements management, 0, stays there. Capacity, 0. Roadmap, 0. I'm just using tab to go down between these. Boards is 0. Sprint planning is 1. We have enterprise framework support is 0. Work items is 1. Cost tracking and estimation 0. Work item relationships. Sorry, I hit backspace on that too fast. Cost tracking is 0. Workflow management is 1. Global search 1. Operational 0. End-to-end visibility 1. Enterprise readiness 2. Extensibility is a 2. Design management, we have unranked. I'll leave that 0 here. Right. And so, you would go through and do this for each one of these, right? You would go through your spreadsheet and map that all out. And here, I'll expand this now so you can see it. You'll see a preview that will not be very useful to you. So you can just hide it by hitting the toggle button. When you're ready, right now, this is already published, but I can save the update here. And so this is actually should be creating an MR. It'll take some time because it has to actually write to the, sorry. Get to our settings. Merge request that I've created. Cool, so this is now saved. And then you'll see, so we have in the handbook, there's a link where you can actually go see everything under this label, which is Netlify CMS draft. And this is the MR created by me clicking save, and it's in the draft status, right? And so we can see the changes I made, which, so here, all of this data is in YAML files that are specifically in this directory, data/comparison pages, github.yaml. And you can see I updated these values from 0 to 1. These things went to 0, and it'll move things around on you too as it writes to the file. So you'll sort of and things will end up out of order in the YAML, but that's okay. This is just storing things for use later. And then it'll run its pipeline. Right now, this is, again, it's in the draft status, but if I wanted to mark it ready, it'll change the tag, say pending publish. And then if you want to actually save it, if you want to deploy it, it'd be publish now. So you just click publish now and we'll publish it. Right now, this won't do anything. That actually makes quite a bit of sense. So, you can go back to this MR and basically I could add this to the merge train when the pipeline succeeds. And again, this won't do anything because right now, this is not wired up to the component in master in the actual site that gets built in production. But I'll go ahead and add this to the merge train regardless. What will end up happening is, here we are, right? Yep. So eventually, this right now is the preview app of my comparison infographic MR. So we haven't gotten that design reviewed. There's still a few things to tighten up, some engineering stuff to tighten up as well. But basically, this update would update these fields here and then dynamically update the scores on this screen, right? I think I just went through and I did plan. So all of the GitHub scores would impact this. And your MR here, if you went to the review app, you could go see the changes that it made, which is super exciting. Something else to show is, so that was editing one. You can create a new one just by clicking new comparison page. There's also an option in quick add to do quick add comparison pages. And so here I'll call it, let's say Bitbucket. Slug should be Bitbucket. Bitbucket is a single tool, right? And they are source code management. So I select single tool and then source code management here. I can collapse that again. And then I would just need to fill out the source code management file for it. Oh, and choose an image. So choose an image. I already have Bitbucket there and source code management. And this is where, I would go back to SCM, and it doesn't look like we've got any actual data here, but you would update it to 0, 1, or 2, and you can't do, this will throw an error for you. Yep. There's an error. So if you tried it, so if you typo and say write 10 instead of that, you'll actually get that error and it won't save. So this make that a 2, and here we are. That's saving, and so this same thing. So let's go back to. So I found this by just going to. I can do. Sorry. Do issues, right? Merge requests. I've actually forgotten how I got to where I was going. But if we look for pending publish, oh yeah, here we can search the label. Netlify CMS /draft, and then search. You can see create comparison pages Bitbucket. And this actually creates the new file with the title, the file name, the logo, the path to that, and then all of this data here, which would again actually get rendered in the page once we ship this MR and get there. But even without this, you can go through and do the data entry for what you have here, and then we can sort of like have a parallel stream going. The other piece too of this is right now, all of this schema, it's a data schema that like digital experience has to define. We actually have that built out in a configuration file. So for the time being, as we change, like if these fields change, let us know and we can update that for you. And then if you find that you're changing them often, we can figure out a streamlined way to give you access to writing that config. Or if you've got folks who are comfortable writing YAML config, I can just show you where it is and show you how to define the Netlify CMS schema. But yeah, that's that. I mean, the editing is live. Like I said, these files, this create file here, right now it doesn't do anything. So it's totally safe if you want to go create and edit and sort of play around with this Netlify CMS. Nothing on the website will change, even if you add stuff, even if you like publish things, because we're not currently pulling it in. And then once we ship this MR here, once it gets reviewed by design, and I have to go back and forth a little bit, and I'm sure we'll just clean up some rough edges, I think we'll be in good shape. So anyways, that's where we're at. I will write a bunch of this down. We'll add it to the Netlify CMS handbook page, which I will link along with this video when I post it for you folks. And yeah, really excited. We'll have an issue once we ship things for iterations. So if you run into problems and stuff, we can troubleshoot from there. And I'm hoping I should be able to upload and post this video today, Friday, July 9th of 2021, and then send a message this evening as well, so you folks have it ready for Monday. So awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. Bye.